Alright, I decided against, going back outside, mainly because I was really wore out and tired and didn't feel like, going back out, and plus it was getting pretty cold. So I'm just gonna do my video, in here. I hope I'm backed up far enough here. I wanted to give some advice about bullies, starting with kids in elementary school. If you're being bullied in elementary school, if it's during recess, stay by the teachers. Stick close to the teachers as much as possible. Stay away from the person that's bullying you as much as possible, if at all possible. Let's see here. Never resort to violence. Violence just makes things worse. Hitting people, hitting other people, hitting, kicking, biting, everything like that, is just going to make things worse, and it'll just get you guys in trouble, and you don't want that. So no, none of that. Just use your words and be careful of your words. And tell the teacher, tell the principal, tell anybody, let's see here. Same goes for if you're in between classes. Tell the teacher, tell the principal, tell the guidance counselor, tell somebody. Keep telling someone until somebody does something about it. Eventually someone will do something. Just keep telling different people, keep spreading the word, keep telling someone. Eventually someone will do something. Let's see here. If it's online, I will do a video later, a little later, if not tonight, sometime tomorrow, about what to do, about online bullies. Let's see here. I'll show specifically what to do. I'll show everyone how to lock down YouTube and Facebook if you're on there when you're being bullied. And I'll also give advice, and one thing I can tell you right now, if you're being bullied on YouTube or Facebook, remove the people that are bullying you. No matter how you feel about them, you got to remove them, because nobody is worth keeping around that bullies you like that, that degrades you, that hurts you like that, that hurts your feelings like that. But chances are, I don't know if elementary school kids are going to be on computers, on social networks, at such a young age. I think it's more teenagers. Let's see here. Middle school kids, I would see more being online than elementary. Elementary school kids, I would say, if you're on Facebook, If you're on YouTube, like I said, remove these people and block them. Don't unblock them. Don't, just let them, do not let them continue to spread rumors. Do not let them, let's see, hang on. Do not let them continue to hurt you. They can only hurt you if you let them. There's, they always, everyone always used to say, oh, if they're, bothering you, ignore them. Don't let them know, don't let them see that they're hurting you and blah, blah, blah. That doesn't work anymore. Kids have gotten a lot more cruel, a lot more vicious, especially now with this technological age. Let's see here. Hang on, I'm going to get a little closer here. I'm going to lean forward here. Okay, especially with this technological age, and if you're in middle school or if you're in high school, I encourage you to, remember the truth about yourself. Don't let anyone else change that. Don't let them make you believe or think otherwise. Don't let them judge you, no matter what your sexual preference is. Don't let them, no matter what your sexual preference is, no matter what your beliefs are, no matter what, the color of your skin is, no matter what your difference is. Let's see here. I told this story on my other channel, but I'm going to tell it on this one. It goes along with the story about, it's a story about, that goes behind my, that's behind my, scar, but my scars on my arms and legs, and about my suicide attempt I told you guys about. Let's see here, but I'm going to save that, for maybe a little later. Because when I'm trying to give advice here, I'm not going to, I have the habit, I do have the bad habit of, going off topic and getting distracted and drifting off into a different topic. So, please bear with me. I have a short attention span. Okay, middle school. Like I said, online. I'll show you guys later how to lock down your profile with my Facebook profile and everything, and my YouTube channel. Let's see. High school. If you're, but when it comes to in person, I would say. Again, use your words, but be careful of your words, because you never know, what kind of, battle the other person is fighting. You don't know what kind of battle the bully is fighting. They may have their reasons for being the way they are. Everyone has their reasons for being the way that they are. Some of us turn out better than others, some of us don't. Let's see here. And, Middle school is where you really should start to prepare and get ready, you know, not just, education, not just, for the education and stuff like that, but emotionally, mentally, because high school, like I said, high school can be a vicious place. Because people there can be vicious, and you can get bullied. I've heard about so many people ending up taking their lives, and they were just teenagers. Their lives were over before they began. And they were taken away from their families. Innocent children, bullied for no reason. And I saw this photo on Facebook recently. This girl laying on the ground, cuts on her arm, dead, saying she needed you, and it says that she needed you in faded letters. I saw the comments on there and it disgusted me. None of them even cared. They had no sympathy, no compassion, no love towards that girl whatsoever. No love towards people who have been bullied whatsoever, and I find that disgusting. Shows what society has, shows just how far down society has fallen these days. How to put it? How cruel society has gotten. Heartless, soulless people have gotten, and it disgusts me. I mean, these people didn't even care. They didn't even care that this girl died. They didn't care that she suffered. They didn't care that she was, that she cut her arm, that she was in pain. They didn't know her. I guess that's why they didn't care. Oh, we don't know her. We don't care. We don't have to care. We don't care. It's like everyone has their story, and it's like I want to know these people's stories. I want to know why they did what they did. Because it needs to stop. Because it's like that's another victim that matters, that was bullied because someone else decided to be cruel and bully them and push them over the edge. But I'm getting off topic again. I do apologize. Like I said, I do have that habit. Advice. I gotta try to get to that within this video here. Middle school. Like I said, middle school. Use your words would be a major way to deal with it. Even online, and grow your tough skin. Grow your thick skin. And I'm not talking about an actual, literal thick skin. I'm talking about become tough. I'm talking about you actually becoming tough and being able to stand all their blows that they throw at you, that everything they say, everything they do to you, you know, and fight back in your own way, but in the least violent way possible. You know, violence only makes things worse. Don't ever, you know, choose the violent way, because it only makes things worse. It always ends up in death, whether it was suicide or homicide. Let's see here. Most of the time, suicide. I've only heard about it. The only homicide I've heard about, only school shooting I've heard about really was besides Columbine, was the Sandy shooting. But I've heard that was an inside job set up. But I never thought about, you know, growing my thick skin and standing up to others back in middle school, which is why you guys need to. So that you're prepared for high school. So that you don't end up taking your lives in high school. Because it could very well happen to any of you. I've heard about even normal jock girls, you know, being bullied to death online.